I would like to call upon our chief guest for the evening, Hon'ble Mr. Justice Amit Bansal. Justice Bansal is a third-generation lawyer and a second-generation judiciary member. He did his schooling from Modern School Vasant Vihar and then pursued his BCom honors from SRCC and law from Campus Law Center, University of Delhi. Back then, he also did his LLM from Northwestern University of the United States of America. Honorable Justice Bansal has served as a standing counsel for University of Delhi, CBSE, Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs, and Honorable High Court of Delhi. He was elevated to the position of Judge of Delhi High Court in February 2021. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Good evening, Dr. Lalit Basin, Mr. Chetan Sharma, the Additional Solicitor General of India, Mr. Ravi Singhania, Mr. Vikas Goel, Abhishek, and all other members from the legal profession, senior advocates, and other distinguished guests. Thank you for having me over. It's wonderful to be here because I've had in my previous avatar as an arguing counsel, I've had so much working relationships with all the members of the firm here. You know, other than the three gentlemen here, I can see Shambhu, I can see Maguji, so we've all worked on many cases together, and I can completely vouch for their competence, dedication, and devotion to the cause. This white-collar crimes, you know, every day you pick up a newspaper, these days all you read about is white-collar crimes being committed everywhere. Prevention of Money Laundering Act, which is, you know, every day in the newspapers you see ED raids under money laundering, whether it's businessmen or politicians or wherever. It's full of, it completely hogs the newspaper headlines. Now, interestingly, till 2005, India did not even have a law of prevention of money laundering, which is the global norm for several decades in other countries. But our law was enacted in 2002 and notified in 2005. Now this is something, you know, while as a professional in 2006, this is something which really came to my aid because I was representing a person, an American citizen who was nabbed in India, and he was wanted for money laundering offences which he committed in the US. So under the India-US extradition treaty, one of the clauses was that you can only be extradited if that offence is an offence in both countries. So luckily for my client, it was not an offence in India at the time he committed it in 2004. So he escaped being extradited to the United States. But now, since 2005, this law has been enacted and it's one of the most actively enforced laws in this country. So I guess this is one of the perils of economic growth, that there's also results in increase in white-collar crimes. Increasing prosperity, material prosperity, greed, and all these cause factors, you know, every day you read about bank frauds or SEBI-related frauds, and it just goes on and on. In fact, one of the handicaps of advancements of technology is also resultant in more white-collar crimes. I myself was a victim about a month back. You know, innocuous SMS came on my text message came on my phone saying that your bank account is not, your PAN is not linked to your bank account. So please click there and enter your PAN number. So I followed the process and I did that. And just as I completed the process, I got promptly a message that 90,000 rupees from my bank account have been transferred to some account. So, you know, so it can happen to anyone. And well, I promptly reported the matter to the cyber cell, and luckily it takes, as I learned, I didn't know it before, that it takes a couple of days for the money actually to leave the bank account and reach the account where it's intended to. So luckily, timely action, and I could get my money back. But well, coming back to the book, I had an occasion to go through the book. It is, as has already been said, but that there are many chapters. They've covered different parts, different legislations. But I saw that there's a great pattern to the book, that each of the chapters in the book have a structure. They give a genesis of a background of that offence, the current legislation, the latest amendments which have been brought about, the judicial precedents covering that, and also the regulatory bodies which are there to enforce the law, and the adjudicatory bodies. So which I thought is a great structure which has been consistently followed in the book, which would make it very reader friendly, not just for the legal professionals or the legal fraternity, but also for law students and generally public at large, and especially people in businesses. It gives you any particular offense you read, it gives you a complete sort of a holistic view of that and how to deal with it. So I think it's a fantastic effort. Congratulations to the authors and the entire team of Singhania Partners to come out with this book. It requires a lot of hard work to put such a book in place, and I think it's a great job, and I would highly recommend this book to everyone. Thank you.